is a Dyson V10, a premium, expensive vacuum cleaner, which we are seeing a lot of nowadays. This one does this. 3 lights on the battery, nothing else. And this is an issue I've seen a lot of times on social media, but we've never actually had it on the channel. There's always been one of many other reasons why the machine has failed. This one, 3 lights. We do have a bit of a clue though. The owner straight up told me he washed it, rinsed it all out, his words, not mine, and the filter does feel and oh goodness, smells God, very damp indeed, oh my, indeed. So we might as well take it apart and see how bad it is and what damage can be done if there is any. I don't think we're going to get it running again. I think it's going to need a motor. That's a rant for later if we get that far. Let's see what that does. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner and Dyson cordless chums. How are you today? Yeah, it doesn't really tell you much, does it? Those 3 little lights, nothing at all. What? And that was going to be that, really. It worked. So, whatever. Message the owner said, you know what, it's probably just the filter needed a good wash. You got lucky, mate. Want me to give it a refurb while I've got it? Yes, please. So the filter's in the wash. I filmed a couple of videos. Thought I would start to knock this apart. But look, it's still wet. It's still soaking wet. Bless its little heart. But it did fire, as we saw. And I wondered, what sort of state is this in? So I've undone the screws, popped the covers. This plug pushes through. And oh my goodness, look at the corrosion. Whoa, yeah. This thing has got very wet indeed. But the motor seems to have survived. What I think I might do, purely because I think we clean the contacts, is we'll take the terminals off of there and take the motor out. And then with a slight bending of the contacts, just so that they're a little bit straighter, we can unplug the little sensor wire. Oh, there we go. And that will pull that out of there, and yeah, the water's been all inside of there. You can tell from the watermark lines, and yeah, blimey. These contacts, I mean, this is the underneath of them, they're quite furred up completely. So that's good, actually. I'm very pleased to see that. Let's undo the speed control and then pull this out, and oh, I think we've got very lucky. Well, I think the owner's got very lucky. I don't particularly care. The water's got into it and something has done its job very, very well. Something has stopped any, oh God, it all stinks, any further damage at all. And luckily it was reset just by taking the battery out. I think us removing and reinserting the battery alone was enough to just reconnect whatever contact had gone a bit skewy. But 2 pots on the go. I will, headphone warning, get the apex blower out and just give the motor a bit of a clean off. And that's done all the good in the world. This plug was full of water. I reckon this might have been what shorted out. Luckily, doesn't seem to have done any damage at all to the main board. And we've seen the stuff blown off of these before for fun. So we're going to call that fine. That's going to sit there. That's going to sit there. I am, however, going to wash this, this and this because the whole thing stinks. Then, I'm going to continue taking this apart, and I'll come back if I find anything of note. It'd be interesting to see where the water flows, wouldn't it? Here's the top part, and again, you can see where it's been wet, and if I just turn the little light on, see that connector there? Full of water. So there's something somewhere. Okay, we're ready to break the first joint, and on first glance it looks alright, doesn't it? However, if we put our friend Mr. Light back on, soaking wet, and that's all trapped in between this plastic joint. The rest of it isn't too bad, really, as in it's not so. Oh, up there looks terrifying. Let's carry on. But yeah, oh dear, nearly there. All of the screws for all 3 layers are removed, and well, if we pull the top off, we'll have a look at the top. It's still very wet. Did any water get above this part? I don't think so. Whatever did came through that plug, but all under here, yeah, this foam gasket is just damp. It's not wet, it's damp, and it's not going to be doing much sealing now, and it's always going to stink. This inner one though is very, very wet still. So yeah, there's a lot of water there. I can see a heck of a lot of brick dust as well, which doesn't help. Where the fun really begins, look, is under here. Oh my goodness, it's soaked and still very, very wet. This is why, you know, you can wash your Dyson, but you got to strip it down to do it. What we're going to do now is, we probably do some of it on camera, is I'm now going to push the middle of this plug up just a little bit, and then rest that all back down, and then come on, no, I know you don't want to go back down, but not for long, don't worry. Then we can note the polarity from even that plug soaking wet. Look, that's the main power plug to the machine. Oh, it's also not got a piece of heat shrink buffer on it, so we shall open it up, take the wires out on these ones. Where are we? Black is plus, white is minus. We can now take this off, and look at that, there it is, soaked. Yeah, no amount of rinsing under the tap is ever going to fix this. You've got to take this off, you've got to take that apart. Is this still wet? Yep. And that's it, I just leave those wires in there, they will dry. And I think we can save her, Doctor. I think she'll be alright. But let this be a lesson to you. Please never get water in your Dyson, because part of the reason it doesn't dry out is because there's just so much crud in there. Like you have to wait for that to solidify and turn itself into clay or brick before it would ever work fine again. However, by the power of editing magic, hopefully in the next scene we should have some clean parts. This is how a Dyson should look after you have washed it. If you do much less than this, haven't quite done it right, that is now, it's really brand new. I think I had missed a little bit in there, but I've decided that I don't care. Yeah, all of the important bits, most of it really washed up very, very well. This bit again, it's spotless on that side. And yeah, the whole thing is now ready for me to just wipe down this inside bit, since we've gone to all this effort. And yeah, I shall get this Dyson back together, and we shall see if it runs and runs consistently. And we have a Dyson V10 once more. I haven't tested this yet. Is it going to run? Yeah. Oh yeah. Full service is restored. I think just taking the battery out did it before that scene earlier on in the video where it fired, and I went, oh, I had removed them all. I was going to, you know, hold it, turn it, make, you know, it doesn't turn on. Right, we'll take the battery out. But I think it's dropped down off of the contact. That broke whatever crusty corrosion was on there. And yeah, now it's all dried and cleaned out. That's how you should do it. Don't just rinse it out, hang it upside down in your washing rack for an hour, and then try and use it. because it will end in tears unless you're very lucky like this owner. So hey, it's not an entry into how Dysons kill themselves this time, it's just an entry into how lucky you can get when you get them wet, I suppose. Don't get the Dysons wet, folks. They never made a wet vac. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I and some other disastrous Dyson will see you soon. Bye bye.